You're driving home in July heat. You reach over and crank the AC to max, and instead of that blast of cold air you're expecting, you get lukewarm air dribbling out of one vent while the rest of the dash stays silent. Or maybe your Ford's climate control is stuck on defrost no matter what you select, or the system keeps clicking under the dash like it's arguing with itself. Most owners assume this means a trip to the dealership and a repair bill that starts with a 3. But in a huge number of cases, your Ford doesn't need a new compressor or a refrigerant recharge at all. It needs a reset. Today we're breaking down exactly why Ford climate systems get stuck, how the built-in blend door recalibration works, and how you can fix it yourself for free in about 10 minutes. Understanding the blend door actuator and why Ford AC systems get stuck. Inside every modern Ford's dashboard sits a small but critical component called the blend door actuator. Think of it as the traffic controller for your climate system. When you ask for cold air from the vents and warm air at your feet, the blend door actuator is what physically moves a series of flaps to route air from the AC evaporator and the heater core into the right ducts in the right proportions. On vehicles like the Escape, Explorer, Edge, Fusion, and F-150, there are typically multiple blend door actuators working together, one for the driver side, one for the passenger side, and sometimes a third for rear climate zones on larger SUVs. These actuators are essentially small electric motors paired with a position sensor. Every time you start your Ford, the climate control module expects those actuators to be in a known, calibrated position. Under normal conditions, that calibration holds steady for years, but certain events can knock it out of sync. A dead battery, a battery disconnect during other repair work, a jump start, or even a software hiccup in the body control module can cause the actuator to lose track of where it actually is relative to where the system thinks it is. When that happens, the actuator can get physically stuck between positions, or the system can send it a command that doesn't match reality, and you end up with air blowing from the wrong vents, temperatures that won't change, or that telltale clicking sound as the motor tries and fails to reach a position it thinks it should already be in. The good news is that Ford built a recalibration routine into these systems specifically to handle this kind of drift. It's not a hidden dealer-only function. It's something baked into the climate control module that you can trigger yourself once you know the sequence. And it costs absolutely nothing to try. Symptoms that mean your Ford needs this reset. Not every AC problem is a calibration issue, so it helps to know what actually points toward a blend door reset rather than a mechanical or refrigerant problem. The classic symptom is inconsistent airflow that doesn't match your selection. You ask for face-level vents, and instead you get a mix of face and floor. Or the system defaults to defrost mode and won't leave it no matter what buttons you press. Another common sign is temperature behavior that seems random, where the driver's side runs cold and the passenger side runs warm, even though both sides are set to the same number. Or the temperature swings on its own without you touching anything. The clicking or ticking noise is probably the most reported symptom among Ford owners. It usually comes from behind the dashboard, sometimes described as a repetitive tapping that speeds up or slows down when you adjust the temperature dial. That sound is the actuator motor hitting a mechanical stop it isn't expecting, essentially grinding against a limit, because its internal sense of position doesn't match where it physically is. It's worth noting what does not point toward a simple reset. If your AC blows warm air from every vent no matter what you do, and there's no clicking, that's more likely a refrigerant or compressor issue rather than a calibration problem. If the actuator makes grinding noises that get progressively louder over weeks, or if the airflow issue coincides with a burning smell, those point toward a failing motor, or a physically broken part rather than something a recalibration will fix. Knowing this distinction up front can save you from wasting time on a reset that was never going to solve a hardware failure. There's also a middle ground symptom worth mentioning: dual zone systems that suddenly stop honoring the split between driver and passenger settings. If you've got a Ford with independent left and right temperature control and one side starts mirroring the other regardless of what you dial in, that's frequently a sign one of the two blend door actuators has lost its calibration while the other one is still tracking correctly. This is a great candidate for the reset procedure because it's almost never a sign of a refrigerant problem. since a refrigerant issue would typically affect both sides equally rather than just one. Owners with the touchscreen-based Sync Climate interface sometimes report an additional wrinkle, where the on-screen temperature display doesn't match what you're actually feeling from the vents. The displayed number might say 70 degrees, while the air coming out feels closer to 50. This mismatch between the requested setting and the actual delivered temperature is another strong indicator that the actuator has lost its reference point, rather than there being a cooling capacity problem. Since the compressor and evaporator are clearly still producing cold air, it's just not being blended and routed correctly. Why this happens in the first place? The root cause almost always traces back to a loss of reference point for the actuator's internal sensor. Most Ford blend door actuators use a potentiometer or similar sensor to track their rotational position, and that sensor's data gets stored and referenced by the HVAC control module. When your Ford's battery is disconnected for any reason, whether that's a dead battery that finally got replaced, a jump start after sitting for weeks, or even routine work like replacing an alternator or battery terminal, the climate control module can lose its stored calibration data. Without that reference, it no longer knows where 0 degrees of blend door rotation actually sits. A software update or a glitch in the body control module communication can cause the same kind of desync even without a battery event. Ford's climate systems talk to several other modules over the vehicle's internal network, and if a message gets dropped or corrupted during a control module reset, cold start, or after certain diagnostic procedures, the actuator can end up in a mismatched state. This is more common on vehicles that have had recent electrical work done, whether that's a new battery, an aftermarket accessory installation, or dealership software updates. There's also a wear-related version of this problem. Over years of use, the gears inside the actuator can develop tiny amounts of play, and combined with normal vibration and temperature cycling, the actuator's sense of its own position can drift slightly. In milder cases, a recalibration corrects this drift completely. In more severe cases where the gears themselves are worn or stripped, no amount of resetting will hold because the actuator physically can't maintain the position it's told to go to. Temperature extremes play a role too, and this is particularly relevant for Ford owners in climates with hot summers or cold winters. The plastic housings and internal components of these actuators expand and contract with heat and cold, and repeated cycling through extreme temperature swings, especially in a vehicle that spends its life parked outside rather than in a garage, accelerates the kind of wear that eventually leads to calibration drift. This is one of the reasons the same Ford model can behave completely differently depending on where it's been driven and parked over its life, even with identical mileage and maintenance history. Aftermarket remote starters and certain alarm system installations are another less obvious cause. These systems sometimes interrupt or simulate the vehicle's normal power-up sequence in a way the factory engineers didn't fully account for. And on some installations, this can interfere with how the climate module reads its startup state. If your AC troubles started right around the same time you had a remote starter installed, that's worth keeping in mind as a possible contributing factor alongside the more common causes already covered. The free at-home reset procedure. Here's where the good news comes in. Ford designed most of its climate control modules with a self-calibration routine that runs automatically under specific conditions, and you can trigger it without any special tools. The general approach across most Ford models involves cycling the ignition and climate controls in a specific pattern that tells the module to rehome the blend door actuators and relearn their full range of motion. Start with the vehicle off and doors closed, then turn the ignition to the on position without starting the engine, and let the dash lights settle for a few seconds. From there, set the climate control system to automatic mode if your Ford has it, and let the system sit for a full 60 seconds without touching any buttons. Many Ford climate modules use this idle period to run a self-check, and you'll often hear the actuators cycle through their full range on their own, moving from one extreme to the other and back to a neutral resting position. That movement and the accompanying clicking during this specific window is normal and is actually a sign the calibration is working, which is different from the erratic clicking you hear during regular driving when the system is malfunctioning. For many Escape, Fusion, and Edge models, a full reset can also be triggered by disconnecting the negative battery terminal for about 15 minutes and then reconnecting it, which forces the control module to run its startup calibration routine from a completely blank state the next time you start the vehicle. This tends to be the more reliable method for vehicles where a simple ignition cycle hasn't resolved the erratic behavior. After reconnecting the battery, expect the first startup to take a little longer than usual and to include noticeable actuator movement as the system relearns its positions, along with resets to your clock and radio presets that you'll need to redo afterward. Because exact button sequences and menu paths vary between model years, trim levels, and whether your Ford has the standard climate control panel or the touchscreen integrated system, it's worth pulling up your specific owner's manual or a verified resource for your exact model before attempting anything beyond the basic ignition cycle and battery disconnect methods described here. Those two methods are broadly applicable across the Ford lineup and don't require any model-specific knowledge to attempt safely. It's also worth being patient with the process rather than repeatedly interrupting it. A common mistake owners make is starting the ignition cycle method, hearing the actuators begin to move, and then immediately pressing buttons or changing the fan speed because they assume something is wrong. That interruption can actually prevent the calibration routine from completing, leaving the actuator in a worse state than before you started. Once you begin either method, let it run uninterrupted for the full recommended time before judging whether it worked, and resist the urge to test the system by blasting through every setting the moment the dash lights come back on. If the first attempt doesn't fully resolve the issue, it's generally safe to repeat the process once or twice before concluding that you're dealing with something the reset can't fix. Some owners report needing 2 consecutive ignition cycles before the system fully relearns its range, particularly on vehicles where the calibration had been off for an extended period before they noticed the symptoms. There's no harm in trying the procedure again, as long as you're following the same basic steps each time. When the reset won't work, if you've tried the ignition cycle and the battery disconnect and you're still hearing that same clicking noise or getting the same inconsistent airflow, it's a strong sign you're dealing with a mechanical failure rather than a calibration issue. The most common hardware failure in this system is a stripped or cracked gear inside the actuator housing. These actuators use small plastic gears to translate the motor's rotation into movement of the blend door. And after years of temperature cycling, that plastic can become brittle and eventually crack or strip under normal operating loads. When this happens, no amount of resetting will hold a calibration because the actuator physically cannot maintain the position the module is telling it to reach. You'll often notice the clicking becomes constant rather than occurring in bursts, and the airflow problem tends to get progressively worse rather than staying constant. Replacement actuators for most Ford models are a reasonably affordable part, and on many vehicles they're accessible without pulling the entire dashboard. Though on some models, particularly ones where the actuator sits deep behind the center stack, the labor involved in reaching it can be more significant than the part itself. If you're not comfortable working under the dash, this is a repair most independent shops handle routinely and affordably, compared to the compressor or refrigerant system repairs owners often fear when they first notice the problem. It's also possible, though less common, that the issue isn't the actuator at all, but the HVAC control module or a wiring connector that's lost a good connection. If a reset seems to work temporarily and then the problem returns within a day or two, checking the electrical connector at the actuator for corrosion or a loose pin is a reasonable next step before assuming you need a full actuator replacement, preventing this from happening again. Once your system is recalibrated and working properly, a few habits can help keep it that way. Whenever you have battery work done, whether that's a routine replacement or repairs elsewhere in the electrical system, plan on your climate system needing a moment to relearn itself the next time you start the vehicle. And don't be alarmed by the actuator movement and clicking during that first startup. If you're doing the work yourself, using a memory saver device that maintains power to the vehicle's electrical system during a battery swap can prevent the calibration loss entirely, saving you the reset process altogether. It's also worth paying attention early. If you start hearing an occasional click that wasn't there before, or notice the temperature balance between the driver and passenger side drifting slightly, addressing it with a reset right away is far easier than waiting until the actuator fails completely, and you're stuck choosing between an expensive repair and driving with unreliable climate control. Keeping an eye on how your system behaves after any electrical work and being willing to run through this 10-minute process the moment something feels off is the simplest way to keep your Ford's AC running the way it's supposed to. If you're the type of owner who keeps a maintenance log, it's worth jotting down the date anytime you perform this reset, along with whatever triggered the need for it. Over time, that record can reveal patterns. For example, if the same actuator keeps drifting every few months even after resets, that's a much stronger signal of a developing mechanical failure than any single incident on its own. And it gives you and your mechanic real evidence to work from, rather than a vague sense that something feels off. Finally, don't overlook the value of a simple visual and audible check every so often. especially heading into the first hot or cold stretch of the season. Turn the system through its full range, from max heat to max cold, and from defrost to floor to face vents, while the engine is warmed up. Catching a subtle inconsistency during a calm 5-minute check in your driveway is a lot less stressful than discovering it for the first time in traffic on a 90-degree afternoon. And it gives you the chance to run the reset procedure on your own schedule, instead of being forced into it at the worst possible moment. The bottom line: a malfunctioning Ford climate system feels like an expensive problem, but more often than not, it's a calibration issue that Ford already built a free fix for. Before you book a shop visit or brace for a repair estimate, run through the ignition cycle and, if needed, the battery disconnect method described here. It costs you nothing but a few minutes, and for a large share of Ford owners dealing with clicking actuators or inconsistent airflow, it's all it takes to get cold air blowing exactly where you want it again. If the noise and the airflow problems persist after trying this, at least you'll know you're dealing with a worn part rather than a simple glitch, and you can move forward with a repair decision with real confidence instead of guessing.